So more on Ford, I do like that they're trying to really make their mark in the EV space. I think it's a good move. Choice is always the best, and they're basically not giving up on ICE, but they're steadily investing in the EV sector, which is great. So they're saying they're going to hit a $30,000 truck. Let's watch some reporting on it and see what they got going on over at the Ford plants.
A truck plant outside of Detroit, which few had access to, engineers were secretly at work on a project you might have thought was dead and gone, an electric truck. The Wall Street Journal reported on the details the other day as Ford dropped much of the secrecy and announced there will be an American-made EV option in the near future, and it will be cheap, $30,000, meant to directly compete with.
I tell you what, if they can hit that $30,000 mark, which I don't quite believe, they lure you in with that. It might start bare bones 30 grand. However, if they can at least get it down to that threshold, I think that's going to be definitely good for their corporation. Because right now, holy smokes, I mean, the average sedan is, you're at 50K easy.
China has been offering, keeping American automakers in the fight for the future.
Pay attention how China is always getting mentioned and mentioned and mentioned in these conversations. I'm telling you, all it's going to take is a stroke of a pen from some politicians, and they're going to flood the U.S. market with Chinese EVs. And again, we already spoke on that.
So what is Ford promising exactly? Well, they say the truck will be nearly as fast as a Mustang, travel around 300 miles on a single charge, and come with a $30,000 price tag, which would mean it would cost roughly half of what the average EV does here in the U.S. The timing is also interesting. It was only last year that Trump and Congress made it clear that to them, fossil fuels were the future, cutting the tax incentives to buy EVs and rolling back emissions and fuel standards, all but telling Detroit to unplug their batteries. Because of that, it did seem like American EVs were DOA, American EV trucks. But then the president launched a war in Iran, gas prices shot up, and the global demand for EVs shot up.
That's exactly what was a chain of events. When the current administration got in, gas got at a really manageable price. Everybody started breaking out the V8s again. Life was pretty good. Everybody put the EVs on the back burner. But now it's been the tide has shifted.
Along with it, that includes the demand here at home. So while Ford might not be saying Iran was a factor, it's clear someone behind the scenes understood what the future will hold for combustion engines eventually, despite what the president wanted to project. In fact, battery prices, the most expensive part of an EV, recently fell below a major tipping point, dropping under $100 per kilowatt an hour for the first time, according to Bloomberg. Analysts.
That's the only bad part, a byproduct from electric vehicles. They're pulling all that cobalt and all those minerals out of the earth. So as those materials become limited, that's only going to drive prices up on the EVs. So it's just a balance there, and we'll just have to monitor it.
That's the level where EVs can start competing directly with gas cars on price. And unlike gas-powered cars, EVs have fewer moving parts, lower maintenance costs, no oil changes, and of course, cheaper fuel over time. The International Energy Agency says electric vehicles could make more than half of all global car sales by 2030. That's just 4 years away. Again, I am not exactly sure what is behind Ford's decision to reveal their EV plans right now, but it does make you hopeful that when you look up and
Mr. Farley is on top of it. He's a good CEO. He's doing his thing.
Emperors wearing no clothes, other people in meaningful positions see it too, even if they won't say it.
So that's that on Ford. I hope they continue their initiative in the EV space, make their footprint. That's only going to drive competition, is only going to drive prices down, and we ultimately are the benefactors of that with better products across the board.